Hello, dear Aries. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your October 2021 horoscope. And it's an interesting month because we do have Mercury retrograde in Libra, and this is transiting your seventh house. And so certain themes that may have come up in the month of September are here to be revisited. But I will also offer that themes in regards to relationship, partnerships, relocation, all of that is seventh house, may have shown up even 6 months ago, and we're revisiting that as well. And keep in mind, Mercury was retrograde in Gemini back in June. So there's some set marked times here that I would say themes are here in particular when it comes to truth, when it comes to communication in relationships, or there could be a confusing matter that may have come up that needs to be resolved. That's the gift of this particular Mercury retrograde. It's the last one of this year. And I would imagine that you'll be able to talk about, maybe think a little bit deeper because it's more internal about a particular issue in regards to relationship that may finally get settled. And you may end up doing a lot of negotiating with yourself first, and then maybe share it with this other person. And I would say it's not just romance. It could be in business. It could be that you're negotiating a raise, or you're negotiating I'll say renegotiating the way in which you relate to each other, maybe at work or in a particular business partnership. So that also can come into play. But most likely, Aries, this is Aries sun, moon, or rising, you're looking at it from a romantic standpoint. And even if you're single, you may be in this place where it's like, you know what, I've decided I'm going to put myself out there and just have fun with the dating world versus taking it too seriously. Now we have a new moon in Libra on October 6th, and it's going to be conjunct or canoodling with Mars. Again, further emphasizing the seventh house. So Mars has been in Libra for a little while now, and now Mercury dancing around. Then we have the sun and moon. So there's a pile up of planets here, personal planets in the sign of Libra in the seventh house. So it's just getting more intense, more passion to create these win-win situations and to be able to get some things finalized. I will say that during this new moon, while new moons are not really initiatory times, with Mars sitting here, it could make you feel, at least internally, like you just need to say something. The truth needs to come out. Maybe you declare your feelings to somebody, or you really state, here's the facts, this is how we're going to do it, and I want to invite you to collaborate with me, but I've also made up my mind at the same time. And Venus will move into Sagittarius during this time, during this new moon energy, as well as Pluto stationing direct. So Pluto's been retrograde for several months, now stationing direct. Venus in Sagittarius, this is activating your ninth house. And Pluto is in Capricorn, so that also is being active in your 10th house. So we've got this 7th, 9th, 10th house activation going on. I would say that it's going to start getting a little exciting this next part of October with Venus here in particular, and then Pluto now ready to exert its power with force and in your public sector, as well as expanding your mind, letting you have a little bit more fun and go on adventures. Venus in Sagittarius for you, Aries, this is Aries rising. It's active in that ninth house, probably allowing you to attract some, I'll say, long, wide range attention, as well as maybe being the life of a party. Maybe you are doing still a lot of online work and you get to extend your relationships into a more global reach. And then with Venus here, you can easily attract the attention just for being fun, just for allowing yourself to be flirtatious. You could be the life of a party. You could also find yourself in this carefree kind of attitude. If you are single, this is a great placement for just having fun when you're trying to philosophize a little bit. And you may find that you are easily attracted to someone who has this higher education or this bigger mindset, or maybe has great faith in something, and maybe just great faith in life, and you guys get to have this meeting of the minds, which is super sexy because you just get to connect on that intellectual level. If you're coupled, you may decide that, hey, you know what, we've been taking this philosophy of relationship and life a little too seriously. Let's just mix it up. Let's have some fun, throw some parties. I would say with all this Libra energy also, October should be a very social month for you, and that can bring you together as a couple even stronger. And again, if you're single, this is a great time to socialize, circulate, and just be your best self and allow yourself to really trust in this higher power that you will attract the right relationship to you at the right time. Now, we also have a Sun-Mars conjunction happening on October 7th. So there's a lot of activity around this new moon and Pluto stationing direct, as well as Venus moving into Sagittarius, and now we've got Sun and Mars combust. And so they're going to be canoodling, giving us this extra intensive energy and vitality. And for you, Aries, this may get you motivated to get things done when it comes to your relationships and your partnerships, as well as maybe there's some internal things that have been going on for you that you've been projecting out onto someone else. And now you're ready to own it, and you're motivated to make sure that you can own every delicious part of you and every shadow side of you. And this could offer also during this time some sort of celebration or victory in a legal matter or something pertaining to a particular relationship. Maybe your partner has been going through something and you've been waiting for that final verdict. This is a time where it could show up. It's an ideal time to finish up any projects that you have when you're collaborating with others, and this can energize you that much more to be able to get things done. Now, do watch out for any damaging or destructive actions or fighting words with others when they're not playing the way you want them to. So this is also a time where you may go, wait a minute, something's not right, and I'm going to speak to it, and let's just get it all taken care of. And some people may not really appreciate that. So do watch how your words can cut, because if anybody can just be blunt and to the point and impulsive with their words, it's Aries. Now, we have a Sun, Mars, Mercury canoodling, as I mentioned, this new moon, all this pile up of energy, further activating your 7th and 8th houses. And then we have Saturn direct on October 11th. This is going to reactivate the 11th house for you, which is your friendships, your communities, your groups that you belong to, that humanitarian mindset that you may embody. And maybe you've had some friends that you've had to tend to, or maybe they went away and you were like, I feel so alone. Well, now that Saturn is going to turn direct, you may see some of your friends coming back, especially with Mercury retrograde. There's some past relationships here that are going to come back to you to be revisited, to decide, do I want to rebuild this particular friendship, or do I want to, or it could be a romantic relationship, but this is most likely in your social circle. And you may find that, do I really want to resurrect this, or do I want to just let it go and put it to bed once and for all? And it may show up as a very matter of fact kind of thing of like, okay, I just accept that it's done. You may see also some of the fruits of your labor now coming to bear, and that if you've been working with friends or with a particular group and there's been delays, there's been miscommunications, there's been, I'll say, work going on behind the scenes, that now you can finish that project, everything can come into one nice, neat form, and you can be done with it. The other thing I will say is that we have this beautiful, wonderful Mercury stationing direct, and it's going to be trining with, Mars and Jupiter will be trining at this time. And then Jupiter also goes direct on October 18th. So this is going to activate more of that 7th and 11th house, further indicating that there are some friendships and some relationships within groups that you may say, I'm done. Or you may say, okay, now we can actually engage with each other in a way that has so much more opportunity. Fortune favors the bold. You may decide that you turn a friendship into a relationship, or that there is some communication and collaboration that leads to these really big decisions and expand your future possibilities and allows you to have greater financial abundance, greater relationship connection, greater deeper friendship. I would even venture to say that, Aries, you'll most likely find that even if you're coupled, that your partner feels more like that friend, and you have that foundation of friendship, and which is a wonderful foundation to have in any romantic relationship. And again, if you're single, this is also a beautiful opportunity for you to declare or have someone else tell you, hey, I want more than just friendship with you. I'm ready to see where this could go. Now, we have a full moon in your sign on October 20th. So this is going to activate your first and seventh house. This is where self and other are highlighted, and you may let go of your personal agenda that may have kept you stuck. If there's a particular relationship issue, or there's a relationship that has been weighing heavily on your mind, or that you've been working through some tough issues with this Mercury retrograde, that this is a time where you can finally let it go, put it aside, and say, you know what, the relationship is more important than the subject matter. And so this comes back to radical self-love as well, which leads to deeper connection with the beloved. So you may be owning certain parts of you that say, you know what, that no longer serves me, the way I showed up in this relationship before, or the way that I presented myself to someone. Now I'm going to own every part of me, and I want to come together whole and complete with this other person or this other partnership. And now, how do we get the ball moving down the field in the same direction? So our unique expressions are here, but we are working towards the same goal. There's a lot of courage and passion that can be released during this full moon. Now, that can show up through peacemaking, lovemaking, and talking about all the things that make you feel beautiful, that make you feel harmonious, that allow you to feel really peaceful inside. Now, remember, we can't have peace without war. So if anybody understands this, Aries, I know you do, as well as the Libra energy. And so you may feel this push and pull first, this conflict between the head and the heart, and then you find the harmony in the heart, hopefully. And I would say that your heart will be very activated during this time. We have the sun moving into Scorpio a couple of days later on the 23rd. This is going to activate that 8th house, energizing your strength, your stamina, the emotional depth that you want to bond with someone very deeply. I would say loyalty is also going to be rewarded here, and betrayal will be punished. So if there have been secrets, if there's been things, happening behind the scenes that you weren't aware of, but intuitively you knew something was off, it's going to come to light. Secrets have a way of coming out, especially during the Scorpio season. And you may find yourself really intuitive, intense, because you're going to want to most likely feel like you're in control of some form of, say, joint finances, joint resources, a relationship that is unified. So it could be the relationship to yourself, but most likely it's going to be in relationship to someone else. And you may go, I want what I want, and I want it now. And why are they not showing up? And there's no more compromising. It's like, it's make or break time, and you're going to want to know who's faithful to you, who's not. And secrets, like I say, may come out. It may be that you have secretly held on to sharing your emotions about somebody. That could come out. We have Mars moving into Scorpio, further activating at the end of the month, your 8th house. And so there's a greater emphasis of Scorpio-like tendencies. So you may add an extra oomph to fight for what you're passionate about. And you're most likely passionate about how you share your resources or obtaining those resources, like a loan, or maybe there's a raise and you're dependent on your company to give you that extra boost. So you may be fighting for your own raise or your own leadership role. This is also, maybe it's a project that you're passionate about. You're like, I have to do this. There is a sense of keeping your passions under control, because Scorpio is really about keeping things under control. It's one of the most self-controlled signs there is. But with Mars in Scorpio, you could take things really deep, getting to the undercurrent or the underbelly of it all. And it can lead to suspicion and paranoia. So do be careful. But I would imagine that if you need to get to the bottom of a particular issue, especially relating to loans or taxes, death, all these things that are eighth house emphasis, that this gives you a chance to go into that in a very deep way. I would also say that if there is some form of investigation that needs to happen, something that has shown up, a secret has been revealed, and you want to go deeper, this is a great time for you to find that extra oomph, that extra energy to be able to get underneath whatever has been triggered or whatever you need to find out more information, or to even allow you to feel like you're finally getting to that bottom line. All right, Aries, I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to hearing how it goes for you in the month of October. Take care, Aries.